Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, September 27th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is my relationship with myself is at the forefront of the revolution evolution. I laughed because I keep wanting to make it 2022. I don't know why I want to go back to 2022. But this week, I've tried to say 2022 a few times. I realize everything's been moving so fast. Energetically, I'm still back in 2022. So here we are in the Revolution Evolution Day, our first one of Sun in Libra. And I know I mentioned the trolls. I'm just curious if any of you had any troll experiences, because I knew a few people who got trolled for sure over the last 2 days as we finished up, congratulations, we finished up the North Node on Eris. And so this doesn't mean that energy is complete. Excuse me. It doesn't mean that the challenges this week are complete. By no means, especially because we are building into this full moon. This full moon has a little bit of a Aries kick to it. But hopefully some of this discord that we've needed to source out from ourselves basically has moved through. Now, I love this connection today that we have with Mercury and Chiron in an inconjunct. Inconjuncts are so interesting because the energy feels like, because we don't know how to work together in this. Sometimes it's almost that the energies are too similar. You know how like when you're so similar to somebody and yet it irritates you, or all you can see is the difference in the similarity? That's like this inconjunct because it's Mercury, which is very mental, but our mind has such a potent part of our healing journeys in Virgo, the sign of the healer. And then we have Chiron and Aries. Aries with the bluntness, the blunt attitude coming at us, but Chiron, that wounded healer energy, healer, heal thyself. And so as these two are meeting, this is the third meeting as Mercury has gone over it once, then it retrograded, and here it is again. Here's the third meeting. And so the times before I've talked about, like, I believe truly that healing for all of us is as we heal ourselves, as we show up as our most authentic selves. That is the best service that each and any of us can bring to the world. Here I am doing my best at it daily, right? So how can you show up in the world and be yourself? How can you show up in your own life and be yourself? Now, today might be a little interesting because the day is so triggery. And it might be a little interesting as well because we have Lilith hanging out with Mercury. Some of this may be about speaking those things that you've held back. I also am a big advocate of journaling the things that you're not ready to say out loud, but recognize where, for whatever reason, because it's not kosher, because it's not acceptable or whatever, that you haven't said these things that are true for you right now. And let me just premise this by saying our truths can change, our truths can shift, our beliefs can shift. It's good to shift because that's all a sign of growth. So you may not want to share it because you're like, I feel like I may not be here in this moment long, but this is where I am. To claim that spot, to be the soul of that place, is just be able to speak your truth, be your truth, live your truth. And so that is an encouragement in this connection and recognizing the healing nature of being your truth, speaking your truth, living your truth, etc. Truth. Now, speaking of that, our truth is so multifaceted because we are so multifaceted energetically. And the moon in Pisces is bringing so many of those layers to the surface as well, especially as we build to this full moon and it pulls some deeper emotional energies to the surface. So the moon is actually going to be connecting to Mercury in an opposition today. and pulling, like I said, pulling on these truths, pulling these pieces out of ourselves. And again, Lilith is a piece of this. Lilith is like the bedrock of our soul. Lilith knows who we are. It's so interesting because there are many who like to rag on Lilith, and in my Lilith experience, she's just trying to be her favorite self, so to speak, her favorite best self, and that brings ire. As in history, many who deem to be anything out of whatever a social norm was or is would do that. So recognize that your truth may be one that doesn't feel that way, and that can feel like it rocks the boat. And Libra doesn't necessarily like to rock the boat outside, but meanwhile, when we're not accepting those pieces, we rock that inner boat. I was so happy to see these two cards come out for the Astro today, especially the Rebel, because it is a card of breakthrough. Both of these cards, Transformation and the Rebel, are cards of breaking through those old patterns, but it's through relating with ourself and recognizing these lessons from within the self and interacting with yourself that I think that we're gonna all get there to this place. The only other connection today that I'm looking at is the Moon and Jupiter in connection. This is some lazy cat. I don't know about you, but oh my gosh, all this air energy, it definitely turned me into an airhead. Brains went for a walk and did not come back for a long time. And also just exhausted, probably from my brain doing whatever marathon it did. So we do have some lazy cat energy going on. If you find yourself in the lazy cat, do some meditation, because interesting things can come through the lazy cat meditation. Wolfie over there doing the lazy cat meditation right now says so. We have the guidance card. Moon in Pisces, your higher guidance, especially when it comes to these pieces of ourselves, integrating them, it can be really challenging. Like, what am I looking at? What do I need to do? In that lazy cat meditation, ask for the support to be shown how to move forward, because for a lot of us, we are creating our own paths. We're not going down a path that's like been cleared. And so asking for that support can be super helpful. We do have a little shoulddiness going on, and we have some strong mental energies, some strong mental breezes. Watch for that. Like I said, it's revolution, evolution. You may have some breakdown energy. Remember, breakdown comes before breakthrough. And there is so much breakthrough for us as we are doing the work, as we are showing up for this. But it's up to you to show up for you and engage with you in this. So that is it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are. Namaste.